Hello. So today I want to talk to you about the game Canopy Evergreen from Weird City Games. And this was sent to me. I have the original Canopy and really enjoy it, but I definitely think I prefer this one. I love so many things that Weird City Game does, and this game is amazing. I could be a little bit biased because it's set in the Pacific Northwest, and that is close to or basically where I live. So let me show you this game. They are really trying to work to reduce as much plastic from board games as possible. So they use a really nice tuck box system. They did this in their Leaf game as well, and I really like it. I also love that you have your rule book and then you have your one pager for the solo game because we know I'm a solo gamer much of the time. This game plays 1 to 4 people and it plays solo beautifully. It is not a beat your own score. You are playing against an opponent and it is really smooth to run that, and you genuinely feel like you're getting the full game experience. So everyone is going to get one of these game boards. And as you can see, there's these circles on the map, and they are going to have face down tokens on them that when you unlock them, you can get their benefit. And you unlock them by having completed trees around them on the path. So if you wanted to unlock this one, then this tree and this tree need to be completed. Over here, you have your food track, which is going to let you bring animals into your forest. And over here, you have your victory point track. So it goes from 0 to 9, and then it goes by 10s up here. And then you have a 100-point token to use if you need that. So every player will get one of these boards. There is then a player aid for every player, as there should be in every game. And then there's also a quick little reference for the way that the cleanup works at the end of each round, because you are going to play over 3 rounds and then do final game scoring. And you will score points at each of the end of the rounds. This mat will have all of your cute wildlife critters on it because at any given time you have the choice of 3 to bring into your forest. And now we have the tuck boxes. This is the organization for the game. So in here, we have the bottoms to our trees, which you get these through cards. And we also have the pine cones, which is where the different piles of cards are going to be. So that's what's in there. And then in here, we have our different stacks of cards all organized because there's the animals and then there's the rest of the cards. In here, in here, we have separated, we have our animal tokens that are going to potentially come into our forest. We have our mid parts of our tree, and your tree can have as many mid parts as you want, but must have at least one in order to count as a beneficial tree. And then we have our canopies. There are the regular canopies that when this is put on, it completes your tree. And if in that round you have the tallest tree, you get to exchange for one of these special canopies. And then in here, we have each of the individual player boxes. So they are all labeled 1 through 4. So you can pick your color and then you will set up your board. So I love that everything is so clean and organized. You are going to take out the pieces for your player. You can just dump it right out. So you have your food tracker, which starts on 1. You have your small point tracker, which starts on 0, and your big point tracker, which starts on 3, because you will have 3 points to start the game. You're then going to turn over all of your tokens. And here's that 100-point token I told you about. Shuffle them up and then put them on your board. And these will be, there's a couple that are advanced, so you don't use those in the base game. So you put those on your board, and you are now going to take one of the tree bases and you will place it on your board. And you are ready to start. So that's your setup. Super easy, super quick, and it looks really cool. And again, each one of these things is going to get you a different benefit. So you are going to score for the types of mushroom you have. You are going to score for the balance between your sunshine and your rain tokens. Certain plants will score for how many of them you have. And the thing that's probably my favorite about this game is the way that you collect cards. So if we take all of these cards out of here, you will separate out, there's some expansion cards that you can play with as you're more familiar with the game. And then you have your animal cards. There are there are 5 starting animal cards, and everybody will get one of those. But then for each animal, they actually have 3 different versions of the same thing. So for the black bear, if you get this one with the pine cone symbol at the end of the game, that one simply gets you 2 points. If you have this one has an ongoing effect. So you get 3 points for every, I believe those are huckleberries that you have. So during summer, the black bear's diet is largely comprised of berries. So I love that there is some flavor text on there, and it is different for each one, even though they're all the black bear. So this one will score you at the end of each round. And then this one, this is the special one when it has the text on it. That means you get the actual bear token to bring into your forest, and it means once per round you get to use this benefit. So this says place the bear token on a pile. If another player takes that pile, they lose 1 food. If able, you gain 2 food. So once per round I get to play this out there, and if it's activated, then I just turn it over to the gray side so I know that I've used it. So on this animal board, there's going to be black bears, but each one is going to have a different ability. There is then also these symbols down in the bottom, and you want to try and get animals over the course of the game that will connect symbols. So see, blue goes to blue. If I can get a pink over here and one of the gray rocks over here, I'm going to score more points. So there's a lot going on in this game and a lot of different ways that you can score points. But like I said, my favorite thing is the way that you get the regular cards in this game. So you will have these 3 piles, and the number of cards in each pile varies based on player count and the way they're set up, but I'm just going to show it with 3 piles. So there would be, if I were playing the solo game, I believe it's 2, 2, and 3. They get placed on there. So I can look at this pile and say, I don't really like this one, so I'm not going to take those. But if I'm not going to take those, I do have to sweeten the pot with an additional one. And then I can look at these, and they're okay, but I don't love them. So I add one, and then, yeah, let's take these instead. So then you take these, and then you play out what these cards let you do. So these cards are going to let you do different things, such as they may let you add sections to your tree, which is great because you are competing for the tallest tree each round. And like I said, if your tree has at least 3 sections, it will let you unlock these. Some of the cards will let you place an additional root anywhere you want. So if I place it here, I now can try and unlock that water token. It will sometimes be something like a wildfire or a disease, which is potentially going to harm my forest or the other forest at the end of the round. Sometimes it's a rain or sunshine card. Sometimes it is some of those other plant cards that I showed you. There's pine cone cards. There's the trillium cards, and the more of these you have at the end of each round, you are going to benefit from. And then the other thing is, at the end of each round, all of your cards except for your wildlife are going to go away. So all of those things you collected, you're starting over next round. So you can't just be like, oh, I'll just get one this round and then I can keep building on it. You really want to maximize everything you can every round to get the most points. So I love this game because it starts to feel really intuitive to me. It is really smooth gameplay. It is an excellent solo. It's a gorgeous production. This is the standard retail edition. This is not a deluxe edition. This game is excellent for 1 to 4 players. So I highly recommend Canopy Evergreen. I would love to know, have you played this? What do you think of it? Give me a like and a follow, and I'll keep bringing you more board game content. Thanks. Bye.